Okay, now that we have these Porsche rumble brakes off the car, we're gonna take them to a process and restore them, make them look like virtually new. So I'm gonna walk you through the process. What we're gonna use to actually do the restoration are these things over here. This is a paint stripper and a brake cleaner. We're also gonna be using this Dremel right here, this brush for the Dremel here as well, of course, and the little toothbrush. But I'm just going to walk you through the process. You can go ahead and watch as we go through it, and we're going to break this down in stages so you can see after this is cleaned up and ready for painting what it's going to look like. All right. Okay, so now here we'll be using these tools to disassemble the caliper to prepare it for the cleanup process. So here we have a size 13, a size 10, and a size 11 spanner that we'll be using. Also, we'll be using these sockets over here to do the unscrewing of the screws on the caliper, of course. So in addition to that, we're going to be using this brake cleaner right over here to do the cleanup, because it's very useful in doing that in the process while we're preparing the item. So once we've removed these screws and clips that hold the brake pads in, I'll show you at the end how we'll restore them so you can actually reuse them in the product. Because of the condition of this item, I'm just going through and doing a little cleanup before I remove the screws. For this, I'm using a size 13 socket. Well, yes, I know right here I'm getting my hands dirty, but throughout this process you don't have to worry about that, because you can use a glove if you like to. Now once I've removed this pin right here, I'll just go ahead and remove all the inner parts from the caliper and wipe it, clean it up a little bit, and that should prepare us for the next phase, where I'll be walking you through actually cleaning up the item and taking off all the old paint and then preparing it to be painted anew. Oh, you might spot a critter or two while working. Okay, so we'll be finishing up the cleanup with this grapefruit cleaner. It's really effective in taking off the dross and the debris that's on the inside right here. So that's what we'll be doing. Next, we'll move on to using the paint stripper to take off the stripper off of this and get it ready for the refresh painting process. All right. Now for this portion of the cleanup, what I do recommend is wearing a glove, because this paint stripper is really powerful, and I just want you to avoid letting it fall on your skin. So go ahead and use caution when using this paint stripper. Like I mentioned, it's really powerful. So I use it in combination with this little brush I had mentioned before, and so far it's doing really great. So you might be thinking, what color should we be painting these calipers with once we're done? You know what? I'm thinking a fire engine red would be actually a very good option to give this a right look and feel for what we're going for in the end, because we'll be combining this these front calipers with the back ones, and you will see all four once we've completed, because like I mentioned before, we'll be using the back caliper to show you how we'll be doing the painting. So you'll want to look at the next video that we'll be producing for you to see the whole painting process itself. But once we've cleaned up, like we've cleaned up right here using the brake cleaner that we're showing you, the brake fluid, and then using the brake cleaner to spray it off when it's done, it actually came out really good when we went through this process. So what I'm going to do at this point is just show you the smaller pieces, pulling them together and actually going through the cleanup with them as well, just to give you an idea of what you could do to actually get this done. Of course, you can get the pins and some of the screws online, but if you have the tools to do this, why not just go for it? So that is what I'll be showing you in the next part of this video. So let me go ahead and get started with it. So while going through this, gave me some good memories of when I was back in college. And you know what, sometimes I'd go out to the parts yard or whatever it is, just get stuff and really work on them. Sometimes you have some hobbies that you really love, sometimes you can focus on them and actually use them to actually do something good with.
down in the future. But back to what we're talking about here. So what I did was I used the Dremel to do most of the cleanup when it came to getting the rust off of these pins and screws here, and they really turned out really great. They actually came back to as close to new condition as you can get them. So when you're choosing the color for your ride, you want to make sure that you get something that satisfies your needs, really, because you want to give it the kind of bling or look that you want it to have to really get the results you want in the end. At this point, we're done cleaning up, and now we're prepared for the next step, which I'll just walk you through and how we're going to actually get this to look like new.